What's a moment where you realize someone was genuinely unintelligent? When at dinner, my friend's husband said, "All I need is a few hours alone with the pyramids and I could figure out how they were built," straight-faced. He worked as a restaurant assistant manager, right? Sounds like he's planning to seduce the pyramids so they reveal their secrets in post-coital pillow talk. This is not the only moment for this guy, just one of many, but it's a personal favorite. When The Walking Dead was at its peak, I had a friend get into it a few seasons late. I want to say when season 4 came out. So I offered to wait to watch the new ones that were airing and let him catch up to where the show was at the time so we could watch together every week going forward. He binges season 1 and 2 as soon as possible, constantly texting me how he loves Daryl and Rick and this plot and that, etc. I'm replying, "I know, right? Just wait for this and that." Anyway, his texts start getting weird. He's mentioning characters that aren't on the show, plots that never happened. Says he doesn't understand why the show dropped Rick and Andrea and he doesn't like this new cast. At some point, I come out and ask what the hell he's talking about. Come to find out, this man, who watched season 1 and 2, knew it inside and out, at some point started watching a different show called Z Nation instead, getting 3 entire seasons in and never once realizing it wasn't The Walking Dead. I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins, and mind you, I went to college for history. My older brother comes up to me, sees some of the ancient Greeks and togas on the screen, and asks me who they were. I say Greeks or ancient Greeks, something like that, and he is in disbelief, jaw dropped and everything. He replies, "Wait, Greeks actually existed?" He thought Greeks were only mythological characters because his extent of knowledge of Greece is Greek mythology. He thought the actual society of people were myths. My ex and I were talking about vacations, and one of the hypotheticals was Disney. This was shortly after they opened up the Star Wars stuff, so I wasn't 100% opposed. She said I could do all the Star Wars stuff, and she could do all the Harry Potter stuff. I told her Universal Studios was a different place. She argued that Harry Potter World was at Disney because magic, as in Disney had the rights to any movie that uses magic, so therefore Disney had Harry Potter. I pointed to the digital video disc case for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and asked her to point out the Disney logo. She couldn't. I then said look for the Warner Brothers or Universal Studios logos, and she dropped the case. Just because the movie was made by them doesn't mean the theme park was owned by them. I then had her search Google for where Harry Potter World was. She went into the other room and didn't talk to me until dinner. Calling a personal computer repair hotline in circa 2009, but it's stuck in my head ever since. Okay, so my PC flashed a blue screen and then turned off, and now it won't turn back on at all. Got it, so what does the blue screen say? I couldn't tell, it was up for less than a second, and then the PC turned off. Got it, so what does the blue screen say? I don't know what it said because it was there for less than a second and I couldn't read it in time. Got it, so what does the blue screen say? It is not showing a blue screen anymore. The screen is now completely black. Got it, so what does the blue screen say? I couldn't read it fast enough. I do not know what it said. Got it, so can you just read what the blue screen says? There is no blue screen anymore. The screen is black. Got it, so can you just read what the blue screen says? Can you not hear me? Is that the problem? I can hear you fine. Can you just read what the blue screen says? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I can't be any clearer that there is no blue screen that I can read to you. There was one, but I don't know what it said. It has now gone. Got it. So what does the blue screen say? Managed about 20 minutes of this before hanging up. The person literally kept repeating the same line or two, completely unemotionally and without a flicker of hesitation. I never found out what the blue screen said. My ex, after a few months dating, randomly tells me that the North Pole doesn't exist. It's just advertising from Coca-Cola. I laughed, of course, thinking she was joking. She was not. I spent hours explaining that there are in fact 2 poles, one in the north and another in the south. And somehow she insisted that she didn't understand how there could be one in the north if the south already had one pole. I never understood her point, but I made drawings to explain. Maybe because she thinks the pole is like an actual physical pole sticking through the earth, you know, like the axis of rotation is shown on diagrams. You're just not thinking deeply enough. If there's a single pole, probably stainless steel so it doesn't rust in the ocean water, going through the entire earth, it is in fact one physical object, a single metal pole. How can it be called 2 different things depending only on what end of the earth it's protruding from? It is one pole, so it should have one name. Grade 10 science class. We had to boil red cabbage and use the purple water as a potential of hydrogen hydrogen pH indicator. We made the purple water and I turned off the burner. My lab partner got angry at me and started yelling about how we weren't done. He insisted we had to melt the cabbage. He accused me of not reading the textbook. As you've probably guessed, the textbook did not mention the word melt once. My mother-in-law told me I needed to let the surgeon know my husband has red hair because they need to tell the anesthesiologist he would need more anesthesia. My husband has a full head of hair, a beard, and lots of body hair. She also told us we couldn't do a destination wedding because no one could take off all week to drive to Florida to go to the Virgin Islands. Her friend took a cruise out of Miami and went there, so she assumed that to leave the United States to get to the Virgin Islands, you had to drive to Florida first, because that's what her friend did. She told everyone my husband works at a call center. He is a senior director of analytics and artificial intelligence at a financial technology company. She said my brother-in-law and I have basically the same job. He is a mechanic at a pork processing plant. I am a manager of pilot training at an airline. Relevant fact for other readers, multiple studies show that redheads often require more anesthesia. When I held a trash bag open for them to throw the trash in it, and instead of throwing the trash in the open bag right in front of them, both of us facing each other, they took the trash with one hand, then struggled to open another trash bag with the other hand. Notice they didn't even open a bag first. It had to be done while juggling the trash with one hand, then finally managed to throw the trash into their bag, struggled to tie it in a knot, and then threw that trash bag into the empty trash bag I had been holding fully open that entire time with both hands, fully staring at their face the whole time. I said nothing. What can one say to such a great display of lack of neurons to carry out a simple basic task? Trash bags were 90-liter bags.